Hi guys, it's Uga and welcome back to another video, and today, as you can see by the title, I'm doing a review for Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. Again, another Jodi Picoult book, and this goes straight to my top 3 favorite books of her. Small Great Things, it's a story that can be polarized for all the different ways. Why should a white author write a book about the black community? And Jodi explains that in her author's note, why she decided she wanted to write a story about black characters and why she feels it should be she asked herself why it's different than write from homophobia and other subjects, and she explains that because racism is different. And she explained a lot more in the author's note, so if you want the author's note, I think in this edition it's in the end. She talks about her experience with the African American community, how she found herself writing the story, the people she talked about, everything that make this story possible. And let me say, I love this book. Small Great Things is about a black nurse, Ruth, who is taking off a case because of her color. Tucker, who is our second main character, is a white supremacist. I think he doesn't consider himself a neo-Nazi, so he considers himself a white supremacist or a white savior, a white fighter for the Iranian race, all that stuff. And after seeing that the nurse was going to take care of his wife and his baby, because Ruth is delivery nurse, is black, he said, I don't want. He talks to the supervisor, and the supervisor puts a note on the file saying no African American people, which is strange since Ruth is the only one on the hospital on that field. Ruth, of course, becomes angry but storms off. Next day, the baby goes into a circumcision, and one of the nurses should take care of him because he has to be seen with a nurse for an hour to see if everything is okay, has to go to a C-section, and Ruth is left alone, which no one thinks could be bad because she has to only to look, everything looks fine, nothing could go wrong. Well, the baby goes into cardiac arrest and ended up dying. Tucker and his wife goes into this grieving process and tries to sue the hospital, which the hospital says it wasn't better to sue the nurse because it was the nurse, which I think is not very polite from the hospital, like trying to not protecting their own staff. What? That is weird. And so there's this legal fight and media, police violence, different aspect of being white, being black, and this goes the story till the trial. There are 3 perspectives here on the book: Ruth, Turk, and Kennedy, which is Ruth's lawyer, who is white, and claims herself she doesn't see color, she's not racist. And during the book, we see her trying to see that racism, and there is one of the biggest messages in the book, racism is not just hating people, is not just being a white supremacist. There's a lot of different types of racism, and that is one of the biggest messages in the book, is trying to understand that everyone can be racist and everyone has to learn and has to teach himself. Another quote that Jodi puts here on her author's note is, when it comes to social justice, the role of the white ally is not to be a savior or a fixer. Instead, the role of the ally is to find other white people and talk, to make them see that many of the benefits they enjoy in life are direct results of the fact that someone else did not have the same benefits. And I think this is very interesting because during the novel, there are all these questions. If Ruth was white, this wouldn't happen. She wouldn't have the police at her home at 3 a.m. putting on the ground, being accused of this. She could take care of the baby maybe would live now. But yeah, during the whole book, as you can see, I have a lot of tabs here, with quotes, with scenes, with important aspects, not only for Ruth's perspective, but also for Turk and Kennedy. The book is amazing, everything that comes here. Each time that I went into a Turk chapter, I wanted to pause the book or to punch him or to throw a book in his head because it's awful. For example, whites have become the minority in this country, and that we are always under attack. We have to blend in. and he continues, he has more of this. Killing a nigger is equal to killing a deer. Actually, I take it back. At least you can eat venison, which I think is the deer eat. And this is from a congress. It's not a congress, you cannot call it a congress, but something of the white supremacists. For years I thought that God needs soldiers, that we are angels of this race war, and without us the world became Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. All this stuff that boil my blood a lot. What he says, I don't want her or anyone who look like her touching my son, and showing the conference flag, the Confederate flag. And we get here, I think the Root family is very, you have the three different, not stereotypes, but the different aspects. We have Root's mother, and it is a mother who comes from that part of being being a servant. She worked on that house for years. She believes she's part of the family. Even her boss believes she's part of the family. They treat her well, allow the children to play together. Ruth believes that although she knows she has to work harder than others, that if she proves her value, her color doesn't matter. She teaches that to her son. You have to work harder than the others, but it will be your hard work that will true. While Ruth's sister Adiza comes from that polarized point of, we are suppressed, we are very angry and with everything. And one of the things let me see if I can find what Ruth says to her, because it's one that Adiza is saying something, and Ruth goes like, for someone who doesn't like for someone who hates being stereotyped, you are sure as hell do it a lot yourself. You see, and this discussion, these arguments, even inside the Black community, I'm not part of the community, of course, so I cannot talk about the representation here. For what I see, I think Jodi did a great job. From what I heard from other Black creators, Bookmark Chronicles, which is also a Jodi fan, when I think it was in the first comment she made on my channel about Jodi, I asked her, what did you thought about this book? Because I wanted an insight, and she says, I loved it. I think she was a great job. But of course, even inside the community, people have different opinions. People will like it, people will hate it. Same thing, for example, with me in the LGBTQ community. When I read something, I may agree, I may not agree, I may like it or not, but it's the different experience also that counts on that. I think the book is very well structured. It's Jodi, so I'm some kind of bias, but I know the value that she has. The characters are very touching. For you to feel rage about the character means the character is very well done. Not only their actions, but how the character believes that. The end shows a little bit of the side of hope, not disclaiming what the end is, but shows a little bit the side of hope that is can happen in some cases. I think the trial scene, it's very intense. The preparation is also very intense. You go from chapter to chapter. I think my least favorite were definitely Kennedy in one point, but then it starts to grow on me due to her discovery of what it means to be racist and to talk about race, and you see the other perspectives of Black people. I don't know what more to say. I really love this book. It's definitely one of the best from her. I think the topic is very well discussed. The scenes, everything. She tried to show a little bit of everything. What could happen to the Black community. And while I read some reviews, people saying trying to show a little bit is too much, I thought it was showing small, and then we understand that if that happens, then other things happen. More things of that happen. Bigger scale, I will definitely recommend that. She has the biography in the end of the books that or articles, research that she did to inspire the story, the people she talked. Beverly Daniel Tempton, for example, Debbie Arvin, Michael Alexander, David Splinter, for example, two ex-neo-Nazis or white supremacists who changed their lives, who now fight against hate. So I think if you are looking for something, especially if you are white, this is a book for you, because Jodi is trying to teach white people about racism. And it's a great start to understand more and to be more comprehensible and to become a better ally. Yeah, I totally recommend. Yeah, is this it's an amazing book. Definitely one of the best of the year so far. And yeah, I don't have much more to say. It's a great book. So tell me in the comments. Well, I know a lot of you don't have read Jodi. Just some of my subscribers read Jodi. So yeah, but I will totally recommend. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell to be notified each time I post a video. And yeah, I post videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Fridays, I have my reading sprint here on the channel. You can join us live. It starts at 9:30 p.m. London time, which I think it's 4 p.m. in America, I believe. Sorta. Some kind of stuff. I don't know time zones, but I know it's 9:30 p.m. London time, so you can make GTM, you can make the conversion to your standard time. Yeah, I see you guys on my next video. I was forgetting what I was to say. Bye.